Good morning. Good morning, chosen ones. I'm up early. This is a shocker. This is something different. Good morning. Let me get my phone. Good morning. Is anyone there? Say hello to me. Say hello to me if you're there. Say good morning. Hey, JR. Good morning. I hope I see you tomorrow at the meet and greet. Will you be there at 7 if you can make it? Hey, Matt. Are you going to be there tomorrow at 7 at the meet and greet? I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I hope you all come in. I'm excited about that. Good morning, Keisha. Look at all my members. I'm popping in here. How is everyone doing? Good morning. Good morning. Hope I see all of you. Oh, yes. Oh, that's okay, JR. If you can't make one, we'll have another one. Don't stress yourself out about it. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all the members. So if you're watching this and you're not a chosen one member, we are having a meet and greet tomorrow at 7. So if you decide to become a member today, you will be able to join the meet and greet at 7 p.m. Also, I'm having a parenting one-on-one masterclass tomorrow, just to remind you, at 11 a.m. That'll be about an hour. And the purpose of that class is not to bash anyone or, to make anyone look bad or to make anyone feel bad. It's just my personal story and just giving mothers a new perspective on, parenting, because it is challenging, right? It is challenging to parent, especially when you have children that just in their stage of rebellion and or being rebellious, don't want to listen. Some of them have um, negative influence to help them go against their parents. So that's what I would be talking about. Yep, that's what I would be talking about. Hey, Texas, I hope I see you tomorrow. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything is well with you. Yep. So that's what that master class is for. And it's a free master class. It's nothing, it's not you don't have to, pay. You just have to register through Zoom, because it'll be a live Zoom class that's going to last 1 hour, right? And like I said, it's just a class to share some of my personal testimony and share how I had to deal with things, because as parents, sometimes, our children and then the people around us and the people in, our little community, in our community, in our little circle, think that as parents we're supposed to do things how they think they should be done when they're not in our shoes. You know what I mean? We're as parents, we're up against a lot of things nowadays. We're parenting up against a lot of things that our parents didn't have to deal with, when parenting these children or trying to guide them the right way, especially when they become of age. Mostly I'm talking about dealing with young adults, teenagers who decide to um just they just don't want to listen. They want to do their own thing. And I'm the type of parent, you want to do your own thing, I got to let you do your own thing so you can learn. And that's what I'll be talking about, to help parents not to feel bad, because some parents just feel bad about the decisions that they've made. And you can't feel bad about that. You can't feel bad about the decisions you've made with the choices that you are given. And that's what I'm there to do. And I'm going to hold parents accountable too. And I'm going to hold myself accountable, talk about how I had to be held accountable, how I had to look at myself and deal with what was at hand. So that's what the class will be about, the master class. I hope you all attend. It'll be at 11 o'clock, and it's a free master class. And I hope you all stop by. But that's not what I want to talk about. I'm 5 minutes in and have not gotten into my topic. Look, I haven't gotten into my topic. So today, I just want to talk about, and we talk about this a lot on this channel in different variations. It's like I'm repeating the same thing, but with different scenarios. But this is the gist of this time. This is the gist of this topic. Your healing is your responsibility, and it is. It's your responsibility. I have a saying here that I adopted from my girl Lisa Nichols. No one's coming to rescue you. You are your rescue. No one is coming. I got a shirt on my merch that says I am my rescue. No one is coming to rescue you. I would like to say, thank you, Norma. I would like to say that someone from, someone is just going to come down, mysteriously and rescue you from your pain and your hurt and the things that people have inflicted upon you. No one is coming. They're not coming. To be honest, let me tell you something. This may hurt some of your feelings, but they don't even care. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. They don't care. Have you ever noticed this? We're definitely in some end times. People are going around inflicting pain on folks, hurting people without even caring about the consequences. I don't care if it's your family, your children. People are doing things to folks that are painful, that's harmful, and they don't care the pain. They don't care about the residue that they're leaving behind. It is your responsibility, right? That's why I'm telling you, it's your responsibility to gain your power back and to heal. You need to heal, and healing comes from knowing who you are, knowing who the heck you are. Once you realize who you are as a chosen one, right? And you put the things that you went through in perspective. You put it in a different perspective. That's how I deal with things. That's how I heal, and that's how I manage to get through and over a lot of things. I learned the lesson. I learned a lesson from the pain, right? And I realized that no one is coming to rescue me. People don't care how I feel. They don't care what I'm going through. They don't care the situations that I'm going through. Have you ever noticed when you stop calling people, chosen one? Tell me now. Let's be honest this morning. When you stop calling people, checking on people, they don't check on you. They don't know what you got going on. They don't know if on your last leg. They don't check on you how you check on them. They don't care about you how you care about them. So your job is to not be selfish, but to focus on healing yourself. Focus on forgiving folks. Focus on, letting them go and letting them be, and realize that people don't have the capacity. Chosen one. We got to understand people don't have the capacity to give and love like you do. That's why you got to reserve some of your love and care. You got to reserve that for you and reserve that for the people who are worthy of that. Because our problem is we give people too much of ourselves who don't deserve it. We go over and beyond for people who don't deserve that. They don't deserve that type of love from us. Right? They don't deserve that type of love and care and all that from us. But we give it to people who are not deserving of that. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. That's why most of you all are hurt. I ain't gonna say most of you all, most of us had to deal with it because we're trying to give something to people who don't even have, they don't even understand the type of love and care you're trying to give them. They don't even have, they don't have that in them. So they can't receive, they're not going to respect what it is that you're trying to do and give to them. They don't understand that type of language because they're hurt. They haven't done the work on themselves. That's why I say your healing is your responsibility. Some of you all, you know, I don't know why we do this, but I think it's human nature. And as chosen ones, we feel like we can fix people. We feel like we could change them and help them. Some of us do have like a healing nature, like where we can heal people. But you got to understand, you only can heal people and help people who want to be helped. Some people don't want to be helped. They don't. Some people don't want to be helped. They don't. Some people want to sit in their misery. Some people want to they don't want to face themselves, because we see one thing about the chosen ones that I've noticed, the true chosen ones. Some people say they can be a chosen one, but everybody's not a chosen one. Chosen ones know how to look within themselves. They know how to look within themselves, and they know how to face their truth. They know how to go within and say, you know what? This was my fault. I allowed this to happen. If I would have just did did this and this, I could have avoided that. We know how to look within and face our truth. Everyone don't know how to do that. You got a lot of people that'll blame you, chosen ones. You got a lot of people that'll project and blame you for their issues. Yes, they will. They'll reflect everything is your fault. Everything is your fault. They'll never look at the part that they played in it. Everything is your fault, chosen one. And we know well everything is not our fault. We know how to look at ourselves. Look, we know how to look at ourselves like, you know what? That was me. I'm sorry. I did. I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have did it. I shouldn't have said it that way. We know how to apologize. When you find a person that can't apologize, that can't say, I am sorry for, this is when you know you're dealing with a spirit of projection, a spirit of pride. When a person can't look you in the face and say, you know what, I'm sorry for doing this. I did that. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. I'm sorry for saying things this way. Right? When you get a person that want to what did I call it? They want time. I said I did a video on this before. People think time will clear up things. They think time, because see, the chosen ones, we like to get to the matter of things. We like to get to the bottom of things. I mean, we like to get, we like to resolve things from the root because we don't want it to come up again. That's what we like to do. We don't like to surface and skate over things and, you know, what they say, sweep things under the rug. That's why we don't deal with a lot of people. A lot of people we have walked away from because you try to get to the bottom of things and people don't want to address things. They run from it. They hide from it. We want to get to the bottom of it and deal with the root of it so it won't keep coming up, so we can have a good relationship, so we can get past the foolishness. We don't just write people off. We don't write them off. People think because when you finally get to the point where you don't want to deal with people, they think that you have just written them off, you threw them away. No, you didn't throw them away. You gave them plenty of chances. You've gave them plenty of chances and you tried to get to the matter, the bottom of the matter. You tried to get to the root of it. They didn't want to do that. They want to sit and play these games and they don't know. The chosen ones just as strong and they're cut off. I did a video on that. We will cut you off in a minute when you get to this point where you don't want to deal with the issue. Because we like to hold on to people. We like to hold on to people. We give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't just cut people off, right? We try to understand people because we know we're not perfect. But when you get to the point where you want to play these games, right? You want to play these games and you want to just cause all kind of chaos and confusion. We don't play that. I know I don't. I don't play around like that. That's too much energy being wasted. That's too much energy being wasted. You waste a lot of energy dealing with people who want to play these foolish games. And you only thing you're trying to do is what that thing be in agreement and have a, have a kumbaya moment. Just be in good relationships in a good space. These are not the times to be in chaos. I know for me, I'm not in the space where I could be in the space where it's just chaos and confusion. No, I can't deal with that. That takes up too much time. Life is already too hard. Life is challenging enough, just trying to maintain and make sure you setting up a foundation for yourself so you won't be struggling and it's hard enough. Then to be dealing with people in their foolishness, nobody don't have time for that. That's a waste of time. That is a waste of time. And I don't really have time for that anymore. I only have time for the things and people who have time for me. I only have time for things and people who want to get along, who want to get along with me, who want to be on good graces. I used to be the type that run behind people. I used to be the type that try to, reach out and, keep connected and keep. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. You know, uh-uh. I don't do that no more. Yes, I love peace, Matt. I love peace. When I tell you, once you get a taste of peace, you don't care who is around you. If they're not peaceful, you don't care if it's your child, you don't care if it's the dog, the cat, you don't care who it is. Once you get a taste of peace, that's it. It's a wrap from there. Once you get a true taste of peace, you don't care how you have to make it. You don't care what you have to do. You're about keeping that peace. You're about keeping that peace. I'm when I tell you, when I got rid of so many, when I stopped, when I started detaching myself from certain people, because people could bring chaos in your life by you being attached to certain people. Their drama is start, whatever they got going on in their life, that becomes your issue. Good morning, Jacqueline. How are you doing, dear? That becomes your issue. Whatever drama they have going on, right? Whatever issues they have, they bring that into your life. I could think of one person. When I cut this person off, like my life just went to a whole nother level. It went to a whole nother level. My peace is just, I just got a level of peace that I don't even have anything to do with these people anymore, to be honest. And it's a sad thing to say. It's a sad thing to say, but people don't understand how much chaos and confusion they bring in people's lives, and they think you're supposed to be okay with that type of confusion. They think you're supposed to be okay with them creating all kind of havoc. Then they want to come around and what they say, spin the block and think you forgot about the things that they put you through. Not understanding the healing in the warfare, in the work you had to do to get past the hurt that they caused. And then they want to come around like if nothing happened, like you just supposed to forget about it because years pass. You're just supposed to forget about it. No, it don't go like that. You can't do people what people don't understand. That's why I say you don't reconnect with people unless God say, and He'll tell you if you need to reconnect. You got to forgive them, but you don't let these people back in your space unless you know God is calling you. There was an urge for some reason. There is some type of thing God is doing in that situation, but you don't let these people back in your life after they don't slandered you, they don't lied on you, they got so upset with you that they went to try to destroy your name, destroy you as a character. And then just because years passed by, they don't think that all the healing you had to do, all the work you had to do, the internal work you had to do to get past the lies and the hurt that they caused you. You had to do a lot of work. I know I did. I went through a time. I had to do a lot of work. I had to really do some introspective work. I had to look and see what I did wrong, what I called, like I had to really do some work. And people think that they could just come back around because you don't forgave them. Things seem to be okay. They think you don't forgotten about it. No, you haven't forgotten about that. You haven't forgotten about it. You've forgiven them. But how can I forget about a person who tried to destroy me? And the only thing you had to do was have a conversation. You got so mad at a person who the only person was trying to love you and be there for you and make sure you were all right. You got so mad at the person who was there for you because you couldn't have your way. You don't have a temper tantrum, and they're just trying to tell you something right. And you don't got so upset that you try to destroy them as you try to destroy them as a human, and you think you could just come back and spin the block and be back in their good graces. No, it don't go like that, especially with the chosen one, because our spirit, we can feel certain things in our spirit. Once you get to a certain level, right? We already know us. That's why we try to plead and tough it out and try to understand people, because once we get to that place, there's no coming back. There's no coming back. When all you did, chosen one, when all you did was try to love that person, be there for them, trying to get them to see where they were going wrong before they head down the wrong path. Exactly. It you don't have to pray for it. It'll do Braves Club. It's gonna happen anyways. Oh, it's gonna happen. That's just how it is. Even when we do, even if we do something to people that's wrong, we're gonna reap what we sow. It is just not one way. It's not one way. That's why we know how to treat people. That's why we do. That's why it shows the ones we treat people right. We do right by people. We're gonna tell them the truth, regardless. We gonna speak the truth because we know we want that to come back to us. We want somebody to come tell us something that's right if we're doing wrong. If we're out of pocket, what they will say, you're out of pocket. But your healing comes when you finally realize who you are, right? You finally realize who you are. Because when you realize you are a chosen one, you're going to understand why you went through so much. You're going to understand why so many people just come up against you for no reason, why people hated you for no reason, why people were jealous of you for no reason. You sitting there thinking you don't have anything. I had people like that. I had friends like that growing up. They had all the good stuff. Their parents were able to buy them name brand stuff. They had the nice everything. And here I am, barely getting by, content with my little hand me downs. I used to get hand me down. I had another friend who used to give me clothes when I was younger, but they mama dressed them nice, so I got some good stuff. So, anyways, but this friend, yeah, I was getting hand me downs from people, and you had these other friends. Their parents were able to give them things, and I'm sitting there wondering why they still jealous or hating on the little bit I do have. People are like that. And I didn't understand that growing up. I didn't understand. If people don't be jealous of what you have. Because you ever know the chosen ones, and I know this is all my life. You don't have to have nothing. You don't have to have no house, no car. You got your nice little apartment. You content with that. You got your nice car, your little Corolla or your little Honda. You got a job that's paying the bills. You got your little side hustle. They got nothing extravagant. That's why material things ain't that's not all that. You ever notice you got your little bit of stuff and people got more than you, bigger houses, cars, more cars. They can get their hair done all type of ways. They got all the material possessions. This is why material possessions is nothing, right? And they still hating on poor little old you, chosen one. They got all the possessions, right? They got all the possessions, the material things that they say make them happy. And you ever notice people still be hating on you, watching what you do? Half of y'all homeless. Look, half of y'all don't got rags, and you still content with your rags, and they still hating on that because you got the rags. People are sad. Once you realize people are going to be people, right? Once you realize, good morning, once you realize people are going to be people, that'll help you change your perspective. That'll help you change your perspective. And that'll help your healing journey even more. If you see, this will help me get over a lot of things because I used to take stuff personal. I used to wonder why, I wasn't invited to, the barbecues, and I wasn't invited to the little hangouts and all that, because they're going to exclude the light. The darkness always exclude the light. They don't want you around because your light irritates their demons. They don't want you around. And I used to take that personal. And I used to be like, why they don't ever invite me, or why I used to take a lot of this stuff personal. And I'm coming to tell, I'm being transparent because I didn't understand. But once I learned and realized why they did that, that really helped me to have an attitude like, okay, they don't have to invite me. Guess what? I don't want to be invited. I don't want to be invited because I don't need the fake and phony energy. I don't need the fake and phony love. They invite you to have, because there's a difference in being invited and welcome. I heard somebody say that, and that's true. They'll invite you. Hey, Serenia, they can invite you, but you're not welcome. And you can feel, as a chosen one, I know I can feel that. Lately, since I had my awakening in 2020, I had to come to terms with a lot of things. I had to come to terms with a lot of things. I had to stop running from the truth. I had to stand and face the truth and face what I was feeling. That's what really got my helped me with my healing journey. It really helped me. When I had my awakening, it helped me realize I got to come to terms with this stuff. I can't be running from the truth. You know, when certain people don't like you, you know, they talk about you, you know, they don't want to deal with you. And it's okay. You don't have to hate them. You know, you just can't be around because you can feel that. I know my discernment increased. My discernment increased. It went to 10-10. I've always had it, but it just went like, am I going loony? Am I on the loony bus? So I'm like, am I on the loony bus? But no, no, God is awakening his chosen. He's doing a lot of awakening, and it feels like you got superpowers. It does. That's the spirit within you being awakened. That's God. That's truly God. And some people is tapping all into this dark side. I'm not gonna get into that because that's not what this video is about. But you have to be okay with that. Now I'm okay. I understand rejection is protection, right? Some of y'all trying to find jobs and look for jobs. You know, some of you all got your eye on certain jobs and you don't get that job. You got to thank God that he's looking out for you ahead of time. I was trying to, it was like what this is, 2020. I applied at this place, you know, applied to try to get this job at this certain place. I'm gonna be specific. Um Braid, you say the helmet for the short but listen, I was trying to apply to get a job at this certain place because it was closer to home. Really didn't pay that much money at the time, but I just needed it, you know, for the what it is, the convenience, and I just wanted to be close to home. And I didn't get that job. Come to find out, there's a whole scandal going on at this place. Look, a whole scandal. And I was really trying to get to this place too. And I said, if I would have got that job there, I would have been caught up in that foolishness. I would have been caught up in that foolishness. God be protecting us. We be wanting stuff and God be saying no. That's why you can't be upset. You can't get upset. What's for you is for you. That's how you have to look at things. I would have been caught up in a whole scandal. And I'm just an innocent bystander. I'm going there, innocent bystander, you know, getting the job, got my mindset on how I'm going to, you know, go in and do my best work and, you know, just innocent. That's why we got to be thankful. The jobs we think we think we want. No, no, no. We think we want it. We don't get it. That's why I say, Lord, send me. When I be praying, send me the right job. Okay, send me the right job, the right managers. Send me in a place that's going to be for me. Yes. Mm-hmm. A whole scandal. I was like, look at God. I'm like, I would have been caught up in that foolishness because I really wanted to get because it was right down the road from where I lived. Right down the road from where I live. And I'm just sitting there like, I would have been caught up in that. Because that was like what, a year ago when I was trying to get there, a year and a half. Yeah. And it's been going on. The situation had been going on for a while. And I would have been caught up in that foolishness. I'm like, exactly. But yes, our healing is our responsibility. That's why I come on this channel and I share my story. Um, I share my story and you know, I talk a lot from a place of my personal experience and things that I've gone through. Yes, I dodged the bullet, JR. I mean, a big one too. This thing was all on the news and it was everywhere. Like, even when I passed by the job, I saw the news report there and I didn't know what was going on until my children told me. They, you know, heard about it and they told me what happened. I'm like, what? You know how we go, what? So I'm like, oh my goodness. And I was like, I was trying to get a job there. I say, see, God be looking out for you. He will look out for you. Yes. Yep. He will look out for you. That's why you can't see. And my point is, that's why you can't be worried about the people rejecting you. Sometimes people can stop you because God do have things for you, and people can delay it. They can delay it. They won't be able to stop it, but they can delay it. Because I remember another time before this time, I applied for a job. I was I applied to move up in this company, and I had interviewed for the job and everything. And I know I would have gotten the job, but there was someone in the mix that stopped me from getting that job. They stopped me from getting that job. And I know the lady who I interviewed with, I know she really liked me because I'm a likable person. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm very likable. That's what the enemy don't like. The enemy don't like that we are likable people and people are drawn to us as the chosen ones. And you can't help that. That was a gift. That's given to you. That was given to you. When you attract people like that, that's given to you for a reason. You're supposed to be using that to pull people in to the kingdom. Pull people in, let people know about your God. Like this the God I serve. This how he helped me. You don't have to be forceful. People gonna watch you. They know. They know. You don't have to look a certain way. They gonna feel that difference on you. They know. People know that light on you. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to be all religified. What I call it, religified. That's what I call it too. They know there's a difference. They can feel your spirit. They recognize that spirit in you. They recognize that spirit in you. But the lady ended up stopping me. But I said that's okay. I said, oh, she only delayed me. I'm not denied. That was only a delay. Because what God has for you is for you. You will get it, but you do have enemies there to stop you. You have enemies. That's just like the prayer. Who that was prayed? Um, who that was that prayed and the Prince of Persia, was fighting with the angels to stop them, to stop the prayer from coming through, and it took 21 days. Was that Daniel? David? Who that was? Who was that? But yeah, you have people like that. She was that. She was that the lady who's trying to stop me. She was that enemy. She was that enemy. Yeah. Chris, yes, Daniel, she was that enemy. And you have people like that. That's why you got to pray. That's the reason for praying. And that's why you got to pray daily. You got to pray daily because we can't see the prayers, but God is protecting us. We can't see. We can't see prayers is invisible. Only thing we got to believe and have faith. But there are things and pit stops out there to stop us. And if you're not praying, you're not pushing the angels can't fight on your behalf. And I know things get hard. God knows things get hard. Listen, you're looking at somebody who fighting. I'm fighting now. Look, I'm fighting now. I'm like, Lord, I'm still gonna fight. I'm still gonna speak my prayers. I'm still gonna declare and decree and trust God because what else do we have? What else do we have? Y'all let me know. What else do we have if you don't have prayer? I'm not the person that try to, you know, what they call that thing, manifest and speak positivity. No, I need something else on top of that. I need something else on top of that. Yeah, I need something else, and that's what I do. I pray. Even it was so hard. Oh Lord, it was so hard. I'm like, you know what, Lord, I'm still gonna trust you, no matter what. I didn't feel like praying. To be honest, it's days that I don't be feeling like praying, but I have to push myself, and I have to speak. That's why it's good to find one scripture. If you don't know but one scripture, you better recite that scripture over and over. You recite that scripture over and over. I really didn't want, I'm like, oh Lord. But I pushed through. I pushed through. And guess what? That situation is turning around. Yep. And I'm trusting it. I'm trusting that it's going to turn around. I know it's turning around. And I speak life to it. Okay? I speak life. And I be like, Lord, your word says. Especially in this situation. I'm like, Lord, I was just sitting here. I was feeling hopeless too. I'm like, Lord, I was just feeling so hopeless. I was like, Now let me just remember what the word say. Let me remember what God said to do. Let me remember what he said to do. Believe and trust. Okay. Trust. He said, anything I ask for in prayer, believe. And I think that's Matthew 21:22. If I don't know no other scriptures, I know that. And whatsoever ye ask for in prayer, believing, you shall receive. And I had to remind God of his word. Lord, I'm asking you to turn this situation around. I know there's a lesson in this. I know there's a lesson in what I'm going through. I know you're teaching me something and trusting. And I come against every spirit. Because sometimes, we going through stuff, we think we're the only one going through it. And in this moment, we're all going through stuff. When I tell you we are all going through stuff, that's why I think God sent me here on YouTube, because I'm an encourager. I'm an exhorter. Regardless of what I'm going through, I've always had that gift to come and encourage people. I've been going through my own stuff. Y'all don't think I'll be going through nothing. Listen, the ones who be encouraging folks and the chosen ones, we go through the most. We go through the most. The ones who got the voice to edify and help others go through a lot. But God has given us the grace. He's given us the grace to carry it. He give us the grace, the ones who are mouthpiece. He give us the grace to carry things, because people think we don't be going through stuff. It's not for us to come on here and bleed on social media. I never do that. I never come on here and bleed on YouTube to say, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, all that. No, that's not what we do. We know how to deal with what we know how to deal with what God is allowing us to experience, allowing us to go through. We know how to deal with it. Because trust, we go through a lot. We go through a lot. And that's another reason why people hate the chosen ones, because we know how to handle. We make life look easy. We make life look easy, even when it's evidently showing hardship. Look, even when it's showing hardship, like we just make it look, we just breeze right on through it, graze on through it. Look, and we can be happy. Y'all will never know. I look like I'm just bubbling. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, girl, you glowing. And listen, going through, look, had a challenge, going through something, going through something, but that's okay. But I don't see, that's the thing. You don't glorify in what you're going through. You don't glorify in that. You give God thanks. I gave God thanks. I'm like, you know what, Lord, I thank you. I go to thanking him for the food, water, shelter, providing, good health, good, strength. I just go to thanking him for the things that I have, because that'll take me off what I'm going through. Okay, that'll take you. What if you ever going through something, just think about what you have. Think about the things that you have that you can give God thanks for. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, I change my perspective. Yes, I do. I change my perspective. I say, Lord, thank you. So I think about all the things that could have happened. And he's providing and he's taking care of me and ordering my steps. And I'm trusting him. One thing about it, boy, I got some crazy faith. You hear me? I got some. And the devil he be trying to attack me in my faith. Because some people got the gift of faith. Some people got a gift of faith like no other. And I think I'm one of those people. I think I'm one of those people I be holding on to the end. I'd be like the lady that had the last little bit of meal, and her and her son was getting ready to die, and the Lord told her to cook the cake and give it to the person, give it to the prophet, the minister. Look, I'm one of them. I think I'm one of them people. Like, be on the last leg, still holding on. Yes, exactly, Tyrene. That's what I do. Because if you look back over your life, or if I look back over my life, I could see that he been orchestrating some things. It's kind of overwhelming, because I understand his word. And see, people get mad at God because they're not putting in the work. They want something, magically to happen. They don't want to do what his word says, right? They don't want to do what his word say. And when people operate his principles and they get the benefits, some people get jealous and mad. because they feel like they deserve it because they go to church 365 days a year, but they have no faith. They have no faith and they're not applying principle. That's why people could go to church and still be broke, busted, and disgusted and, not really seeing the fruit because they're not tapping into the principle. They're just going through religious routines and activities and I know that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. You got to apply his principles. You got to apply them. And you can't apply his principle if you don't have no faith. You can't operate. You can't get nothing without faith. If you don't believe, nothing won't happen for you. If you don't believe, right? You don't get anything. If you don't have faith, no. Then in order to believe and have faith, it says faith without works. You got to do something. You got to do something. Nope. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to tap into our beliefs. We don't want to believe. We're so programmed to do that we don't believe. Because people have replaced doing with believing. If that makes sense to you all. They think if they're doing something, they believe. No, you got to believe, then do. Hi, Evelyn from Australia. Welcome. And I've always had faith. When I tell y'all, I got some crazy faith. It don't be making sense to me, but I just believe. I got enough sense. I can say sense, faith, because sometimes people just don't have the faith. That don't mean they don't have sense, but I just have enough faith to believe. I don't jump off some ledges, Listen, I don't jump off some cliffs, like some cliffs. I have some spiritual cliffs, just jump, no parachute. It's before I hit the ground, God just come and scoop me up, put a little hand and just catch me just in time. Yes, but your healing, it's going to be a journey, and it's your responsibility. No one is coming to rescue you. People don't care. You got to care enough. If you want happiness, you got to seek happiness. You got to seek happiness, and you got to trust God. And you got to listen to the spirit within you and stop ignoring that. Stop ignoring the spirit in you. Ignoring. Stop ignoring your GPS. I call it the God placement system. Don't ignore that. We've been taught to not trust ourselves, but trust everyone else. We've been taught to trust everyone else but ourselves. I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that. I started trusting because yourself knows. You know. But that's why you got to heal so you can trust yourself. You know more about you than someone else. And we have experienced it all. We have experienced our God placement system telling us, because you can be going home. You can be going home. There's several ways to go home, but you go the same route every day. But something in your spirit, I'm gonna say something, your GPS, your God placement system told you, go this way today, go another way today. Some of you listen, some of you don't. So you keep going the way you normally would go, only to find out there was an hour delay in traffic because there's a bad car accident. And now you're delayed on getting to where you need to go. But for the ones who followed their GPS and went the other way home, right? You realize later you avoided the car accident. So you were able to get home in time, right? Hold on, you all. But yeah, so you listen to that, right? And the only way we're able to do that, yes, JR, exactly. The only, and we're gonna need that in this time. Listen, we be watching these movies and stuff, and these movies be telling us things. Most of us already know, but these movies be telling us things. I don't watch them. I just, especially these movies nowadays, because I used to watch all them crazy movies back in the day, and I be telling my children about watching all this crazy stuff. But listening to I don't know what that movie was. I think it was Bird Box. But listening to, my kids and my niece and stuff discuss the movie, what I got from even their discussion, what I got from their discussion is in the movie, one of the people didn't listen to their intuition. They didn't listen to their GPS. They didn't listen to their spirit about a certain person. Just from that little clip that I heard from them talking about, I don't know if you all saw the movie. I didn't see it, but I can't speak exactly on the entire movie because I didn't see it. But based on the little information, the little part that I heard my children overheard them talking about, the person didn't follow their GPS. They listened to someone else, and they allowed this person in, and that person harmed some of the people in that house or wherever they were. Yeah, listen to your GPS about people, no, regardless of how they look on the outside. Regardless of how they look on the outside, you got to listen to your spirit, because people can present on the outside, but the energy never lies. And I'm not talking about this hating energy, because a lot of people got this hating energy where they'll say it's just something about her I don't like. I don't like her, just something about her. I don't like her. No, that's hating energy. That's hating energy. That's being a hater. When there's something for real, when your spirit is like, mm-mm, no, let me just lay low. Let me watch this person for a while. Let me not let this person get close, to me. I can still be respectful, but let me have a boundaries up. There was a lady like that at work. When I used to work with, it was just something about her. I was real cordial with her. Um, I was real cordial with her, and it was just something about her that I start, feeling in my spirit, and I laid back a little bit, I talked to her still. I didn't get too close or personal, or whatever. Um, and come to find out, she was into New Age. And my spirit felt that, she was into stones and spirit guides and all that. And I knew my spirit wasn't really connecting like that. Every time I would go around, I would feel uneasy. I'm like, it's something about her. I'm like, I don't know what it is. And eventually it was revealed. I'm like, I knew something was wrong. So I was kind of, distant, kept my distance, would pray, plead the blood of Jesus. It was at work too. 'Cause there's a lot of witches on these jobs. I'm telling y'all got to be careful on these jobs. There's a lot of people in new age and sorcery, and y'all got to plead the blood of Jesus over your workplaces and your computers and stuff. And, because you got a lot of that energy on these jobs. So you got to be careful, especially if you shine bright and you're the light. They can see that. They can see that. They hope you don't know, because a lot of the chosen ones and a lot of God's people, they're ignorant. And I'm not saying it to be mean or rude, but we're so we're gullible. I used to be that way, spiritually gullible. Let's say that. We're spiritually gullible. We think everything is hocus pocus. The world know, and they can see the light on the chosen ones. That's why a lot of y'all are attacked, but you don't understand spiritually what's going on. Exactly. And it's very bold too, Matt. So you're gonna have to be bold and know what you're dealing with. You're gonna have to be able to use your GPS, okay, to scout out the energy and the people, you know. Pray, Lord, reveal to me anybody that's planning to harm me, right? Open up my spiritual eyes so I can see through people. He'll show you. He'll show you. I'm telling you, he'll show you. Even your kids, you got to teach them. See, we be so afraid to teach our children, but these movies and stuff teaching them about all this confusion, and they're accepting this stuff, and they run across people and they don't know how to fight these people. They don't know how to fight spiritually. They don't know how to plead the blood of Jesus and stand firm, you know? But yeah, that lady here, I was nice to her and all. I was nice to her. And by talking to her, she was just spiritually um she was just spiritually ignorant. She didn't understand. She was kind of like, mixing because she was a Catholic too. She was kind of like mixing new age and what she believed. It was like a mixture of things, you know. And but unfortunately, I couldn't talk to her because we both ended up leaving that, organization. I couldn't get to talk to her on that level. And sometimes if God don't lead you to talk to people, because you got to sense people, like, cause some people minds are made up, you can't really talk to everybody. You can't talk to everybody like that because some people minds are made up and there's nothing you could say to get them to believe otherwise. Yep. Yep. That's all you can do is plant a seed. Yep. And I think that's all I did. I'm like, no, we don't supposed to be, ain't no spirit guides, only and no stones and crystals and all that. But that's the thing now. It's popular, it's everywhere. Yep. So, but yeah, we got to do the work on ourselves. And that's what I want to talk about. Healing comes from within. Healing comes from within. And I will be here tomorrow doing the parenting one-on-one masterclass and sharing, some of my story and, some of the things I had to deal with and um taking accountability, really being accountable. Because sometimes, and I may repeat a little bit of this stuff. You're welcome, Braves Club. Repeat a little bit of this tomorrow, but not, much. Um, Sometimes we make decisions because we just don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about too much, but I want to talk about tomorrow. But sometimes we don't know things. And just because we don't know and we are ignorant in those things, just not knowing, ignorant just means you don't know. You still have to hold yourself accountable. You have to take ownership of that. I know it seems impossible. You're like, I didn't know, especially as a parent. You be like, I didn't know. No, you didn't know, but you still can take responsibility for that. Although I didn't know, let me see how I can correct that moving forward. That's all. And sometimes it's so hard for people to take accountability because they don't want to be blamed for certain outcomes. But when you take accountability for your part, that causes the other person, they have to be responsible for their part. Because have you ever noticed the more people deny things, the angrier some people get. You can bring things to your parents, you can bring up things to your parents, and they seem like they're in denial. You know, they be in denial, they get amnesia, like I don't remember that. No, instead of if your child brings something up to you, especially if it's not detrimental, you just know that you just don't remember and they remember, just apologize for it. Apologize. That's all. Apologize. But you have to know if it's possible that you could have done that thing or not. Because sometimes your children bring up stuff and, you know, try to look, they'll try to make you feel bad and you didn't do it. That's a different story. If you know it's possible because of how you were brought up and what you did, um, oh yeah, I'm sure, Matt, they don't. I'm sure. Listen, half of them don't know what that means. And that's why I want to have this class because listen, I've experienced that. They don't know how to apologize. That's why a lot of us have trauma, and that's the reason I want to have this class so you know how to deal with it and you can understand because we're all brought up in different times. You got to remember those parents who were brought up in those times, you got to remember their parents raised them a certain way. In every generation, parenting is, parenting was different. You try to do things different from how your parents did. That's why I allowed my children to be vocal. I allowed them to speak up and use their voice because I didn't want to feel like I was taking their voice away from them. You know, that's why I allowed them to speak up and say whatever they needed to say without them feeling like shut up and hitting them in the mouth and all that. How we, so how we were brought up. Like you could they call it talking back. But as parents, you're gonna have to forgive yourself too, because sometimes we do things. Yes. So sometimes we do things because we think that it's not the right way. And then we try it and we realize maybe we should have did a certain thing. You got to forgive yourself for that stuff as a parent. You're not perfect. You're not perfect. And that's what I want to talk about tomorrow. You got to release yourself. It's impossible to know everything about parenting or how to raise your children or the thing, it's impossible. Especially with you working. If you're a parent and you're working 40 hours a week, some things are going to fall by the wayside. I'm telling you all, some things, if you're a mother outside of the home, there are some things you have to forgive yourself for because it's impossible to raise your children if you're outside of your home 10 hours a day. Hour going to work, hour coming back, you working 8 or 30 minutes going and coming. It's impossible. And the school has your children teaching them what they want to teach them, and you coming home, you don't have that much time. You barely have time other than the weekends to teach your children what you need to teach them because you too busy working. Because you need to work to keep a roof over your head. And that's another thing, you know, we have to teach these children to understand. Some parents are doing the best they could. And some kids can get selfish and unappreciative because we're not in times where how my grandmothers, were brought up. The big mamas, they don't die it off. Big mamas don't die it off. And the village is working. The village is working. Inflation has caused prices to go up. Big mama can't sit home no more. Big mama don't die it off, and the little big mama juniors, they working now. So you don't have grandmas no more helping raise children, bringing them up. We don't have that no more. We don't have it. There's no more going to grandma house for the summer, and you can sit at grandma house all day, and grandma is home cooking and cleaning the house. That's gone. That is gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not anymore. Mm-hmm. They're gone. Yep. And I see a lot of people I see some people posting these TikTok videos about their parents, moms and stuff that want to help watch their children. Listen, their mama's tired. They tired. As we would say, they tired. Yeah, it's gone. Unfortunately, it is gone. See, these grandparents are different. Like now you don't have a big mama, see, and that's what I'm gonna share some of my story tomorrow. You don't have the big mamas who, the big mamas back then, they stood for truth. They stood for truth. Some, the ones that I grew up with, they didn't go against the mothers. Now you got these parents, these grandmothers, now these new generation grandmothers. If they don't like the mama, they try to control the child against the mom. Make the child turn against the mom, the parent. You got all this type of foolishness now going on. I'm gonna share a little bit of my story tomorrow about that. Like you got these grandmothers, because they can't control the mom, they'll get into the child's head and make the child turn against the parent, causing all type of confusion because they were not the best moms or the best grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? They'll do that, but see, they don't know they're gonna reap that. When you deal with the chosen one, you're gonna reap that. That same child that you got to turn against their parent, they're gonna give that person the business. You hear me? They're gonna give them the business. I'm telling y'all, it happened to me. I'm gonna share. Come on over there to the masterclass, the parenting one-on-one masterclass. I'm gonna share some of my story. This is time to release this. It's time to release it. And like I said, this ain't to make nobody look bad. This is my truth. One thing about it, you got your truth and you got to stand on it. I had to live this. And that's what I said. I had to be held accountable. I don't want to give all of it away. I had to be held accountable because of the things I did, because I was a young mom. I had my son at 19. That's all I'm going to say about that. So y'all come on tomorrow, but I'm going to tell y'all some of the mistakes that I made. And I'm going to talk about my own upbringing and why I thought the way I did, because sometimes our upbringing could have us thinking a certain way, regardless of what we see. Because there was some things that I saw that I should have nipped in the bud, but because of my upbringing, I'm thinking because I was raised a certain way, that everybody else had the same beliefs and and was raised in the outlook, and I had to learn quick. I was gullible in certain areas, as a young mom. That's why I said we hold ourselves accountable over here. Come on to the Parents One-on-One Masterclass. I'm sure it's going to help someone. It's a free class tomorrow. It's going to help you all. My story is going to help some parents. And you're going to be able to relieve yourself from the guilt. There's a lot of guilt that parents have. Because I almost carried it till the Lord woke me up. And he had to help me to see that you can't be everything to your children. They're going to have to go through their own journey, whether it's good or bad. The decisions that they choose and the choices they make is going to be their journey. Because we think we're super mom. We think we're super mom, that we can stop our children from experiencing the consequences from their actions. You ain't super mom. You're not Jesus. You're not Mama Jesus. Listen, you can't be, you don't get in no fight braids club. Don't get in no fight. Don't be put, don't, yeah. I hope it's a spiritual fight now, not a physical one. So yes, come on tomorrow and yep, come tomorrow at 11. Just to be an hour class. And I'll let you all know if it'll be a part two. Hopefully it'll be a part two, but I'm long-winded. So it'll probably be a part two. But your truth is your truth. And for so long, we hold in our truth about things because we be shamed or embarrassed. And we don't want to take accountability. And we have to take accountability. I took accountability. I own up to my part in the situation. I do. I own up. Regardless if I was young, I didn't know, I was afraid, I own up. I own up to it. This is gonna help somebody. This class gonna help somebody tomorrow. So y'all come on over there tomorrow at 11. Yeah, we have to register for it. The link is on the community page. I will repost it. I'm going to share it again, repost it on the community page. But yes, the link is there on the community page. If you scroll down, I posted it on the 14th earlier this week, so it should still be there. But you have to register for that. But I'll be there tomorrow, right here sitting in my chair. Yes, I'm telling you all. I'm telling you, like we have to cut ourselves some slack as parents. Not saying you're running from your accountability, but sometimes people put so much pressure on themselves because we feel like we can stop everything that our children do. When they become a certain now, when they're young, teenagers, even then, sometimes when they get in that state, really nothing you can do is but pray for them. When they get in that rebellious state, don't want to listen. Sometimes only thing you can do is pray for them. Pray for them. But I'm gonna share my story tomorrow, and you know, um, yeah, share what I had to deal with and my understanding and the lessons that I learned from it because there was a lot of fear. That's why I said we got to heal because we sometimes we allow fear. Yes, the promised land, Matt, going to the promised land is part of it right here. Standing in our truth, being bold and standing in our truth and being transparent. 'Cause sometimes we can allow fear to stop us. We allow fear. We be so afraid of people. Let me tell you something. We can be so afraid of people and what they think and what we think they're going to do and how we think they're going to be mad at us. Because, see, if you don't get delivered from that people pleasing spirit, you will be afraid to speak your truth. You'll be afraid because you know these people get mad at you. You know it. You know it. If you're around people and you can't be your authentic self and you can't speak your truth, you don't need to be around them anyway. If you can't be yourself, I'm gonna tell you something. If you can't be yourself, if you got to dumb yourself down, if you got to be quiet, if you can't be transparent, those are not people you need to be around. If you're in a relationship where you can't be free to be yourself, you walking on eggshells. You don't know who you are because you're trying to please somebody who don't know who they are. You that's not a relationship you need to be in. That's not a relationship you need to be in. If you always got to prove a point, you always looking for validation from that person, you don't need to be there. That's you're in a trauma bonded relationship. You're in something that's toxic. There's no partnership. It's just one-sided. There's no, that's not healthy for a chosen one, especially in this time. In this time, if you don't pick up your bags and leave, God gonna fix it to where you don't have any other choice but to leave. He's trying to give you time to leave on your own. It's for somebody. He's trying to give you time to leave on your own where you can at least be stable. You got some stability. And if you don't leave when he tell you to leave, all your stability is going to be pulled from under you. And you really going to have to start over. You got a little stability. You can manage enough. But if you don't leave and get out that toxic relationship, you're not going to have that stability. It won't be there for you. You got to override that fear. You got to stop being fearful. This for the person, you in this situation, you can't be yourself. You're fearful. You're people pleasing. You're afraid to speak up. You shouldn't be with nobody where you can't be yourself. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. You should receive an email. If you register Braze, check your email. It has the confirmation there. That'll let you know if you register. I'm telling you, if you don't get out now while you can, don't let fear hold you. Don't let fear hold you. Don't let fear hold you. It should be at 11 Braze. You said 8 a.m. sharp, unless you're on a different time. You're on a different time? Because it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. But I'll be right here on that class. Have my little notes, a few notes, not too many notes, because I don't like to go too much off notes. Oh, okay, you're in Arizona. Okay. But I want to, share my story, have some pointers, and let you all know, don't beat up on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't let the situation guilt you. Yes, don't let the situation guilt trip you. We have to be accountable. If you did something, yes, you apologize, you try to make it right. You do your part. If the person don't want to receive that, that's on them. Hello, Yvonne. That's on them. But we got to do our part. We got to be sincere and do our part. And when you know you have done all you can to try to make it right, to try to understand that person or the situation, and they still want to be in that space where they're just done, you let them be done. You did your part. Now the weight is off you. The burden is off you. So you can sleep good. I know I be sleeping good. I be tossing and turning like, oh, I'm gonna turn on this side. Let me get on this. I be sleeping good. I ain't never slept so peaceful in a while. When I tell you, I get some good sleep. You hear me? I get some good sleep. The only reason I don't be getting no good sleep is because I know I have to go to sleep early to get up early, but I be up late looking at these crazy YouTube, not YouTube, TikTok, not TikTok, what is it? Instagram. I love comedy. So I be up watching some funny videos, knowing I have to get up early and take my butt to work. But I'm working on that though. You're welcome, Braves Club. But I'm working on that. So now I have to get back acclimated to going to sleep early so I can get up early and stop watching these funny videos, be laughing all night. That's a distraction too. That's a distraction too. That's a distraction. But that's what I want to come talk to you all about. Just tell you your healing is your responsibility. It's a responsibility. It is. So I hope to see you all tomorrow. All the chosen ones, Fat Grapes members, Matt, Tyrinia. I hope to see you all tomorrow as well, later at 7, because we're going to have the meet and greet. If you want to become a member, you still can. So you can join us also tomorrow. Because if you join and become a member, you will get the information to the meet and greet. So if you just want to become a member for the month to meet with everyone, that's fine. If not, I'll see all of the chosen ones members tomorrow at 7 for the meet and greet. We're just gonna sit and talk. If y'all have any questions, you can ask questions too. You can ask questions. Maybe get you a little mini coaching session. If I know the answer, I'll let you know. If I don't, I'll let you know. That's one thing about me. I don't try to answer nothing I don't know about. I don't try to be all intellectual in issues that I don't know. Listen, one thing about me, you will get. Listen, that's not my expertise. I don't know how to. I'm not an expert in lying and faking the phone. I'm not an expert in that. In truth, I'm an expert in truth. I'll let you know some truth in a minute. I'll let you know that. But yes, I look forward to seeing you all. So I'll be tomorrow at 11 for the Parenting 101 Masterclass and the meet and greet. You're welcome, Braves Club, and the meet and greet at 7. So I look forward to, seeing you all tomorrow. I'll be ready with my handy dandy notebook. I got my little notebook. Make some little notes today, some points I want to make. And I'll be touching on the points that are on the flyer for the Parenting 101. I should have named it Masterclass, but I didn't. But it's a masterclass. And I just felt that it was time to have that because I mentioned it a few times in some previous videos because I was, sharing my experience, dealing with children who, just want to do their own thing. And that's okay. Parents got to learn. Children also got to learn that parents have feelings too. Parents have feelings too. We're not perfect. And the sad part is when you have people that's influencing the matter, making it worse. That's what we're going to talk about too. Because, you have a lot of people that influence influence these children to do wrong, but then they'll leave them out to dry, and then they'll want to come back for you to heal them and bandage them back together after they don't went, and teamed up with the enemy to come against you. We don't do that over here. We can love you, but we don't do that here. No. You got to hold for. You got to make people stand on the stuff that they do. Cause that's a lot of things. A lot of times, that's what we do as chosen ones. We forgive people, and then we become responsible. That's not what we become responsible for, the mess they did to us. No, we don't do that no more. We're healing, and we're getting knowledge and understanding. That's not our responsibility. We're gonna make people responsible for their own stuff. We're giving them back their garbage. We giving them back their trash. We giving them back their trash, and we're making them stand on that foolishness that they've done that they didn't have to do. They didn't have to do that stuff. And yes, you can forgive them because we understand there's an enemy out there, a true enemy. But you got to be responsible for letting the enemy use you. There's no cop out, right? There's no cop out. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you all. I'll be here bright eyed, bushy tail tomorrow. Bright eyed, bushy tail with my tea or my coffee. We're going to start on time. So be here on time. I have to go and make sure I have the settings right to see, can you still join after 11? So let me go and check that for the late bloomers. I'll give you a chance to pop on in too. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay? Y'all be blessed. Have a good day.